And I think we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Seeing Blind. My name is Cindy, and today I've got a guest with me. This is Paul. And before I introduce Paul, just a brief summary of what we're going to be doing today. Oh, hang on just a second. I've got there we go. So before I get into it, introducing Paul, what we're going to be talking about today is Paul was actually the winner of a 1K giveaway I did last. We were trying to figure that out, August or September, somewhere around in there, late summer last year. And just our schedules have been so crazy. It's been so busy. Uh, Now that the holidays are over and we're just now teaming up to do this unboxing of the gift he was sent um, as the 1K winner. So we're going to talk about that. It's from Two Blind Brothers. So we're going to discuss Two Blind Brothers and the goodies that he got as he unboxes the video, or unboxes what he got in today's live stream video. If you're watching this on the replay, hey, give me a thumbs up, comment down below. You can still participate in the chat down below in the comment section, and I'd love to hear from you there. Otherwise, I hope everyone is getting their notifications to come join us live and chat with us, and hopefully we'll have a really fun, interesting, and just good blind community chat today. So that's what's happening. And of course, usually with these things, anything goes, whatever, we decide to kind of discuss as far as what's going on in the community and blind or disabled, whatever the case may be. It's an open forum. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn my notifications off, y'all. I apologize. Got a phone call. But yeah, so that's what's going on. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Paul. Paul, why don't you introduce everybody, tell everyone, what your diagnosis is, and whatever you feel like sharing as far as how we can get to know you.
Hello everybody. We have a Spiral Nebel in the chat. Hello, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. My name is Paul. My channel name is Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. And I've been diagnosed with glaucoma ever since I was 9 months old.
Wow, I didn't know it was that young when you were
diagnosed. It's very rare disease. It's my kind because it's congenital. So there's basically no rhyme or reason why I have it. It's not hereditary, although glaucoma is hereditary. That's why you should always have an eye exam to check for glaucoma, because you don't usually feel it or know it until it's too late. Yeah, so you need to always check. And glaucoma is just briefly an eye disease regulating your eye pressure.
Correct.
And if you have too much eye pressure, it starts to attack your peripherals first. That's why it's very important to have your eyes checked every year.
Interesting.
So if you catch it early, chances are you'll be fine, which we did. I was 9 months of age. The left eye was in bad shape. The right eye was fine, but the doctors did say that it would affect the right eye eventually. So ever since I was 9 months age, I've been seeing doctors 3 to 4 times a year all my life. So
wow.
I'm a pro at it. I probably could be a doctor.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I, don't know the routines and everything. My glaucoma over the years was pretty much under control, but I did lose sight to my left eye when I was around 8 years old. Or the left eye, sorry. The right eye started losing peripheral vision, but it stabled out, and I had just enough vision with corrective lenses to be able to work and drive and all that. Even at night, I was borderline, and I was able to get married and raise 2 kids, and they're grown and so on and so forth. But over the years, and I, did this all with one eye.
Wow.
So I worked in the manufacturing business. So I was a pressman for printing, for the printing industry. I made pizza
Oh.
boxes, shipping boxes, labels on your K cups for coffee. Um,
Oh, wow.
all kinds of different kind of medium materials. These presses are dangerous, and I can probably say I have 10 fingers and 10 toes. So I'm also a safety advocate and always was involved in the safety committee, so on and so forth, because of my
Yeah.
situation. Over the years, though, things started changing and my glaucoma started getting out of control. So I had some surgery done where they put a little bleb in the right eye. It's kind of like a bow tie stitch so that when it heals, it looks like a little volcano. And you would just gently press your eye with your finger and release eye pressure throughout the day.
Wow.
And
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
Is that a common procedure for individuals with glaucoma?
Yeah, they either do that or what you call an Ahmed valve. It's a valve that they can put in the eye to release the pressure that way too.
Interesting.
Normally they just do drops, Cindy, but
I see.
if the drops don't work, then you have to do other things. So the drops worked for a while. I had the little bleb surgery. That went well for about 12 years. And then at age 53, I'm 58 right now. At age 53, that little bleb started scarring over a little bit. So the pressure was not being released. So I had to go back into surgery for it was very simple surgery, no, 2% risk of any complications. And it was called a needling, where they just make you comfortable and you're in a twilight. You're not completely out. And then they just poke a needle in that little bleb area to release pressure.
I see.
Unfortunately, my eye did not recover from that because the pressure did not stabilize, and I started losing too much eye pressure.
Oh.
And that evening, my eye collapsed and hemorrhaged.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I thought I wanted somebody to knock me out with a baseball bat because it was so painful.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I can't
Now,
imagine.
fortunately, it only was like for 20 minutes, where I've heard doctors tell me that sometimes this happens. It's 2% risk. I was the 2%. But some people, I was lucky because some people had that pain for 2 weeks. And they were hospitalized because they're dehydrated and malnutrition because they're in so much pain they can't even eat or drink.
Wow.
So I was lucky in that aspect. However, after the pain subsided and I turned on the bathroom light, no light. So I was totally blind in total darkness.
Wow.
I recovered from that incident slowly over the year with small delicate surgeries to get rid of the blood that hemorrhaged in my eye. The blood turns to like peanut butter, so you have to be very careful because if you make the wrong incision, the eye will explode.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I had to go through a lot. I was scared. I tell you.
No kidding. That's definitely scary. So would you say your journey with glaucoma, is it like would you say yours is like very unique to you? I mean, I know all of our experiences in the long run are, but I mean, do a lot of people with glaucoma, you're the first one that I've really been able to ask this, is this a common experience?
What happened to me? No, because it's a 2% risk.
Yes, very okay.
So I don't want to scare anybody and say, "Oh, you have glaucoma and you're gonna, have what I have."
Right.
But you need to be aware.
Gotcha.
But yes, we all have the similar symptoms where the peripheral vision starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And if you don't get that eye pressure down to normal, you're going to continue to have more damage to the eye to where you lose complete sight and it will never come back.
I see.
Because it's permanent damage. So after delicate surgeries, we did get the blood under control. And what happened to my eye, there was an ultrasound done, is when the eye collapsed, the back of my eye folded in and took that retina that's attached to the back of the eye and twisted it and folded it in half and pushed it all the way forward into my iris.
Okay.
And then I was full of like peanut butter blood in my eye. So that's why I couldn't see. So the theory was to make delicate incisions on the eye, like peeling an onion, just making little incisions here and there and help it slowly deteriorate, so that the theory is that when the swelling goes down, Cindy, the retina will retract back to the back of the eye, which it did.
I see. Okay.
Unfortunately, because of all that trauma, I have permanent damage to the optic nerve. The optic nerve has all these little hairs that stick out from the optic nerve that goes into your brain. Those little hairs are like your peripheral vision.
Interesting.
They're like receptors, right? And all those hairs got destroyed, so all I have is central vision, and it's less than 10 degrees, which qualifies me for legal blindness.
Right.
For a Social Security disability.
Yes. Yeah. Legal blindness is 20/200 or worse, and less than 10 degrees field vision. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Either or both. And I am both. I am both because of that vision.
So your acuity in the central vision part is also low.
20/200. Yes. And glasses don't help. So that qualifies me too. So I've been on both sides of the fence, y'all.
Yeah.
So my channel is about education and empathy. A lot of us individuals that are disabled, regardless of what your disability is, you want to connect with people with the same disability so that you can, one, support each other, and two, they give you empathy instead of sympathy.
That's right.
Most of us do. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry for me. I don't need sympathy. I need empathy.
Yeah.
So I need people around me. I mean, it's nice, and I thank people for saying that, but it's not the end of the world, because blindness does not define you.
Right. Yes.
I'm still
true.
Paul. I still love many things, football, all kinds of stuff, and I'm trying to understand why this happened to me, but I think it's just for me to share my experiences. And I thought to myself, there's a reason why I went blind, and what can I do with my life? So I'm blessed. I qualify for Social Security disability. There's a lot of individuals that sometimes it takes 2 years to get it. I got it within 4 months.
Wow, really?
Yes. And I had an employer. I was employed at that time, and they were very kind and extended my insurance to the rest of the year till I was able to be on disability. They immensely kept me on the books because, as we all know, in the government, we have the FMLA Act finally. Back in the 80s or 90s, we got that act, but it's only for 12 weeks, everybody. So after 12 weeks, they could cut me loose, but they did not. They kept me on for months until I was secured. And then I obviously had to terminate and release and all that. But the transition was very smooth, and I was truly blessed. So I had to look at, well, what could I do? So I just created this channel Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul, and it's like chicken soup for the soul. You know those books that have that it's to better your life and your attitude and your mindset. So I thought, okay, I'm going to share my blind moments in my life of random things that are good for the soul.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of traveling, and I'll do, film certain areas and do a little short video of the area and just talk about life, and then talk about my situation and being on panels like yourself, talking
Yeah.
about blindness and educating both sides, the blind and the sighted. So
Yes.
that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
All right. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that and your journey and all that stuff. I think you're very, very right. It's part of community is that connection, connecting with people in that get it. It's different. You're between empathy and sympathy. And sometimes you're right. It's just, okay, I've had enough sympathy. I want to connect with someone. I don't want it to just be me explaining and in a way that I think people can hopefully grasp or understand in some small way.
Yeah.
It's like I just want to be around people that I don't have to explain. They get it. They know. And
Yes.
it's a difference. And that's why community and finding um, chats like this, doing just listening to blind community chats or getting involved on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the social media platforms, and finding your community is so important. Yeah.
Yes, empathy is very powerful.
Yes.
It's very energetic, and this can be applied not just disability, anybody having a situation, maybe a marital problem, maybe problems with children or something at school or whatever age group. When you run into somebody in the same situation as you feel energized and charged.
Mm.
You want to really get into the nuts and bolts and go, okay, you know, what are your experience so that we can learn from each other, and that's empathy, and it's very powerful.
Yes, it is. Well, so speaking of people in the community that get it, there are two blind brothers. And these brothers actually, like me, they have Stargardt's disease. And years ago, they created a company called Two Blind Brothers, and they donate all their proceeds to different national organizations that treat and research cures for eye conditions that cause blindness, such as Stargardt's and glaucoma and macular degeneration and retinitis pigmentosa. All these things. And so they are a wonderful brand to get behind, to support, because they do such great work for the community. And, it's another thing that I think they touch on that is underrated and not talked about enough, which is adaptive clothing. And that's sort of the niche that they're in the fashion world, is adaptive clothing, because all of their products are tactile and have braille on them to help the blind understand what color it is, what they're wearing, and all that jazz. So they're just a wonderful, wonderful company to get behind. And as far as I know, the only clothing brand that puts braille on their products. So
Okay.
but because I have much love and respect for Two Blind Brothers, that is why I chose to make them my like giveaway for the 1K last year, just to kind of acknowledge them and share the love and such. And Two Blind Brothers even donated to me again and for doing that, and that actually created a second giveaway, which another friend of mine received. And so, but you, as the first one, you got an actual blind box. And I did not know, Paul, ever since you got this, that you were hanging on to it this whole time, waiting to
Yeah.
do an unboxing live with me. I'm just blown away by that. I so appreciate that. It's so kind and thoughtful. And I am so happy that all of us get to see what you got together. If
Mhm.
you shop blind, which is basically what this box is, we don't know what's in this box. You basically go to their website. Every season or so, they change it up. The prices will change on their boxes, just by a few bucks, not too drastic of change, but the products inside will change so that if you shop blind 2, 3, 4 times a year, you're going to get something different every single time at whatever price point you choose. So you pick the price point that you're willing to choose. You check out. They'll send you this box. It's like a surprise box, and I guarantee you, it's good stuff. My husband and I have done it several times, and you're always getting more. The products are always valued so much more, so much higher than what you actually paid for the box, if that makes sense. So it's definitely well worth it to shop blind with Two Blind Brothers. It's just so fun, and just knowing also that all the proceeds are going to treat and cure and research blindness. So Paul, why don't you show us your box? What did you get?
Well, do you want to check the chat first, and then because it seems like
Absolutely. How could I forget? Is it busy
um
over here? I have not been looking at it. Let's see.
do you want Lisa just to read it to you?
Sure, if Lisa wants to.
Yeah, I just want to make it easier for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spiral Nebbles here.
Hello, my
And
friend.
we were just talking about how scary it is with the needling in the eye and all that.
Yes.
And then Spiral Neville said, I got retired some month ago in the age of 41, so my work life was a true disaster. Blind Toes came in and said hi.
Hey there, Blind Toes.
Oh,
Tabitha Jackson's here. Hello, Cindy and Paul. Two Blind Brothers is a great company. I have a gray scarf from them that has tactile marking braille on the scarf and the tag.
Nice.
And then Spiral Nebel said, I accepted that society isn't ready for inclusion. Let's say it this way, but I'm trying to find a therapist to reach new goals in life. And then Raphael Toro VIP said hello from Massachusetts.
Well, hello from Massachusetts. I'm saying hello from Tennessee. We just got over some really bad weather. That's why if there's some confusion on what time we are going live today, that is why I had to push it back like 45 minutes or so today, because we had a tornado watch, and there's been all kinds of tornado warnings in and around my area. So it was a little scary, lots of really bad lightning and thunder. And I was so worried I was going to lose power or whatever the case may be. And so I just had to push it back to make sure all that weather moved out of my system. So hopefully everyone, though, is safe, and who's watching either live or on the replay. Hopefully this bad system that's going through is not impacting you guys. So thank you all for joining us in the chat. And I want to come back to you. I think Lizzie, was it Spiral that was talking about finding a therapist and just having work issues and meeting new goals and such? Was that?
Yeah, Spiral
Okay.
Nebel.
Gotcha. I want to come back and revisit that, because hopefully I've got some tips, and I just have some questions that I want to follow up with you on that. But let's finish and get this off of our agenda, since today this is kind of what our live stream's about, Paul. So everybody in the chat, let's just tune into Paul here as he unboxes what he got from Two Blind Brothers, and then we will circle back to these blind community chat topics that are very, very important. In the meantime, I'd love to hear in the chat like what everyone else's diagnosis is as well, if you are comfortable sharing, and we'll get that those answers flowing as he is unboxing.
Okay. Also, I'm from North Central Illinois, so this is why I have a knit cap on my head because it's cold up here.
Yes, the weather is crazy across the country right now.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's mild, but still a little chilly.
Same
Anyway,
here.
my mom always told me good things are for those who wait. So I waited all this time.
That's right. And you've been waiting a long time.
So this is live. And yes, a blind man with a knife. I got one of these. It's like a switchblade knife, a pocket knife. So I got to be very careful.
Have you seen the ceramic ones that can't cut you, but it's like a box opener?
Oh, yes.
Cutter, and it's got a ceramic blade, so it doesn't cut, but it cuts everything you want it to cut.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes total sense. Now, I don't know. Do you want to put me on big screen or?
That is a really good question. Let me see if I can do that. I've never done it before.
I don't want to mess you up, though. I mean, we can leave everything the way it is.
No, you keep going. I think I know how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's you.
Oh, is that okay? Let me figure it out, y'all. Hang on. Let me see.
Okay, now you got me, but it's smaller on the side.
Okay, let's see.
And now it's a split screen of you and me.
Okay. I'm wondering if I go back here and click on you.
There we go.
Is that okay? Are we good?
Okay. Hi, everybody.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Here's the bag. I have no idea what's in here. It is very cloudy, so I'm hoping I can see what I got. Oh, wow. Let's get the stuff. There's a bag inside a bag, but then there's something here. The socks. There's socks.
Oh, I love their wool socks.
Yeah, there's the wool socks.
All kinds of. Did you get various colors?
What color do you think this is, Lisa?
Dark gray with yellow.
Dark gray with yellow. So the heel is yellow.
Nice.
And the toe is yellow. And then the rest of it is dark gray. And it's an ankle sock.
Yes. And I got socks from them too before, and I love them. They're thick. They're not thin.
They're very thick and cushiony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay, next. Let's see what else I can find in here. We got paperwork. That's for you, Lise.
Hand that to the sighted people.
Yeah, it looks like an invoice or something, or might be welcome to Two Blind Brothers. Okay, so now we did dissing this bag because it's empty. Now we have another one. So bear with me here. I'm gonna cut this one open. All right. Oh wow, this is adorable. I think
What is it?
No.
It's a bear.
Oh.
Is that his front face? Am I facing it right?
Tilt it down a little.
Tilt it down.
The top. Tilt the
Does
top.
is it like a little like guide dog kind of like dog stuffy?
See his face.
Lisa's.
Oh, look how cute! Does it say Two Blind? It looks like he's got a collar. What is this? Does it say something?
Does it say?
It says Two Blind Brothers, and it's got Braille on this black tag.
Oh yeah. I
can
feel it.
So cute. Oh, his ears have Braille.
Oh wow!
The inside of his ears.
This is a dog, Lisa, I think.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Is it supposed to be like a
I
guide
need
dog?
to hold it this way. Yeah, I gotta hold it this way. It's a dog.
Yes.
Horrible.
It's adorable. I love it.
That is actually really, really, really cute. My kids would absolutely go nuts for
Oh
that.
yeah, this is, oh man, look at this. I'm just, oh, this is nice. This will get me through the winter. I got my knit cap, I got my guide dog, I can just hug it
There
like
you
this.
go. I
Hey,
love that he's
you're
got
never too
Braille on
old
it.
for sentimental things.
Yeah. I wonder what the Braille says. I'm actually learning Braille right now. I'm still grade 1, but
Well, I'm gonna hand it over to Lisa. Maybe she can see more details. She's on the other side of my laptop here. It's
yeah,
actually her laptop, but
that is
does
so
it?
cute.
No, doesn't say much on it. Just
It's in Braille, so I don't know what it
oh,
says.
oh, okay. Lesson learned. I need to learn Braille.
Hey, I've gotten this far. I think it's one of those things. It's never too late to learn, but it's like any skill in life. You kind of have to. You got to have the desire because it's going to take work. But
Yes, yes.
a lot of memorization is what I'm learning and discovering right now. So I am in the process of just of memorizing, but also just training my brain to get used to uh, feeling and taking my brain to process the information that way. So, but it's one of those things. It's never too late to do, and I always recommend it. I mean, I'm really looking forward to how it's going to make my life easier. Just labeling things in my life and being able to like. And I've actually got my Two Blind Brothers shirt on right now. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if y'all can see it in the camera. Maybe Lizzie can tell me if it's in the shot or not. But like, it's got my shirt has Braille on the side. Can you all see?
Yes, yeah.
And this Braille is like the color, it tells you the color in the shirt, what you're wearing. And so I can't wait to like be able to like feel the shirts because I don't see the difference between black and navy blue and browns and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like darker colors, they all look the same to me. So in a lot of ways I'm colorblind, and so I can't wait because I know that Braille is going to tell me, okay, am I looking at my black version of Two Blind Brothers or the blue shirt? Because I have several of these now, and they all feel the same. So I really am, and they all look the same to me, but I know they're different. So anyway, yeah, I'm really excited about that, and yeah, you should give it a go. There's a free program to help you learn Braille. It's called Hadley. Hadley will teach you, and they just send you stuff in the mail, and you just do it at your own pace. And
yeah. Well, it's a good idea. I mean, with today's technology, Braille kind of goes away a little bit because you have so many apps that can even you
yeah,
can
you
hop
can
on a
get
bus
by
and
without learning it.
it will tell you what's the next stop is this and so on.
Right.
There's a lot of excellent technology. If you were to go blind, this is the time to do it because technology has changed so much to the last 10, 20 years.
That's right.
But
That is so right.
unfortunately, if that digital stuff goes away or there's a hiccup in the system, you're stuck. So it's good to know the Brailles so that you can still survive.
Okay,
That's
I
right.
figured it out, guys.
Okay,
I figured it out.
Okay.
The other side of the tag says Braille. Litter date August 18th. His name is Braille. My name means letters in dots. I really like to read them a lot. The dots make up words and words tell the story. When I read books, I'm in my glory.
Oh.
This guide dog has a special meaning for you. Go to twoblindbrothers.com/mypuppy.
Yes, it's actually like their little mascot, and they actually have lots of stories. They're very involved in guide dog supports and systems and sharing, lots of great guide dog resources and information and such like that. And so this is, so yeah, that dog probably represents their little like mascot and dog that they have like been posting so much stuff, content on here lately the last year. So that's so cute. That was awesome.
Yes, very, very good. Very good.
So what's going on in the chat?
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's
Blind
see.
Toes said, now all we need is tactile beer cans.
Amen, brother.
And Blind Toes said, my condition is retinopathy of prematurity.
Yes.
And then Spiral Nebel said, I got diagnosed morbus Stargardt. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Stargard.
And then Blind Toes said, Paul, you need to brush your hair.
Yeah.
And
I got long
yeah.
hair. My hair is super long. I haven't really cut it since I went blind 6 years ago. So I'm just living free, you know.
There you go.
Spiral
Marking
Nebel
the
said,
journey.
Yeah.
Spiral Nebel said, by the way, my nickname means spiral clouds in German. My real name is Georgios. Timothy Jackson said, Cindy, I am also in Tennessee and we are getting bad storms this morning.
Yes.
Yes, I am also in the beginning stages of learning Braille.
Oh, who said that?
Tabitha. And Tabitha also said, I have retinitis pigmentosa caused by Bardet-Biedl syndrome.
Interesting.
Bardet-Biedl?
I have never heard of retinitis pigmentosa being a condition that is secondary to another. So that's interesting. I'm going to have to learn more about that. Yes, Tennessee, we got some really bad storms this morning. Thankfully, it's quieted down in my area now, so hopefully it is for you as well, Tabitha. Spiral, are you my friend that I have also been speaking on Instagram with here lately? I'm wondering if that is the same person. My screen reader always reads your name in an unusual way, but this sounds like you. So I'm wondering if you are my German friend.
Yes, she said yes, she is.
Awesome. Okay.
I think it's a man, isn't it, Georgios?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is German, and he and I both have Stargardt's disease, and yeah, he's great resource and plug. He always plugs me into new things sometimes that I haven't even heard of, and it's great having connections like that to people who get it but are around the world, and they just have a unique and a unique take on their experiences in life with the same situations and circumstances. So it's always really cool. That's another thing I love about community.
It's great that we have somebody from Germany. That's late in the day over there.
Yeah.
It's 9:34 p.m. over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you really know your geography and time zone if you just did that in your head.
Yeah, I'm from England originally. I was born in England but raised here in the United States.
I did not know that about you.
And before y'all check my green card, I am an American citizen. My father was an American citizen at the time of my birth, so he made me an American citizen even though I was born in England. So I have family there, and so I know
dual citizenship.
Pardon? No, the U.S. will not allow that.
Oh.
Other countries, from what I understand, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like other countries will let you have dual citizenship, but U.S. will not. You either are a U.S. citizen or you're not.
Interesting.
Spiral said he stopped buying navy socks. Now he only buys black.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that's something I've actually had to do with my kids, because my kids are getting to the point, they're 4 and 6, but they're getting ready to turn 5 and 7. And even though they're boy and a girl, like, I'm starting to get their socks mixed up because I don't see colors and patterns well on socks anymore. And so they're starting, Mommy, this is his socks. These aren't my socks. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, if you want to start doing your own laundry, well, go for it. Otherwise, you're going to have to just wear white or black, because those are the only colors that I seem to be able to match now. And Yeah, and so I'm getting to the point where, yeah, I'm getting very monochromatic in my purchases for the household.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, it's he corrected me. It's 1924, 1920. I said 34. I couldn't, I missed the number. I was off one number. It's 24 after, not 34 after.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks for the correction there, buddy.
All righty. So, we were kind of talking about work and stuff. So you disclosed earlier that you have Social Security disability,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I got on that as well when I quit my work and to become a mom, because I knew there was no way that I could be a mom and work full time at my with the work I was doing at the time.
Mhm.
And so I went on that as well, and I'm currently trying to. I'm on the path right now of getting off of it as an accessibility tester. But here in the States, we have Voc Rehab, which is federally mandated for every state to offer a department for vocational rehab. And so I'm really, really curious if they have something like that in Germany. I don't know if we've ever talked about that.
Yeah, I would imagine they do, because there's, almost every county has some kind of support,
Hmm.
uh, be it, support groups to get together. They also have, in my county, they have, like, they can help with discounts. Like, even though I'm blind, I own a pickup truck, and I get a discount on the plates. They help you with that.
Really?
AARP comes to the center once a year and volunteers to do your taxes.
What?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
They help me get a disability, or not disability, handicap placard for parking. They do all that stuff, and then they also would have direct you to any junior college maybe that offers programs to help you if you want to keep working.
that is really interesting. And I know some states and counties and areas are more on the ball than others. I know the pandemic really hit these types of services really, really hard. There's a lot of positions vacant. And I know in my area, the office that serves me has not really recovered. It's so slow. I mean, it's such a really, really bogged down, under budgeted, understaffed system in my area. So
Yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of their services are not offered, while they're supposed to be offered, I feel like the quality or the amount, it varies from area to area. And which is sad
well,
to
a lot of
say.
that has to do, Cindy, I think, with taxes and
Mhm.
and real estate taxes. Up here up north are crazy, through the roof.
Yeah,
uh, Basically, we pay 3 to 4 times more than everyone in the South.
yeah,
So that's probably why we have a little bit more. Um,
yes,
because I mean, I'm trying to get out of Illinois. I want to go, just for Oregon, the state of Oregon, for
that's
example.
right.
Oregon is 1/3 of what I pay here in Illinois. Illinois
Wow,
is like the second highest tax state of the union.
really?
Yeah, New York
And
is number one.
yeah, and I mean, I knew, I know the northern areas are more heavy, more, they pay more tax, but you get more back for that.
Yeah, yeah,
And my husband and I, we've lived in a lot of different places, and the areas where the taxes were more significant, we were overall more happier. It was more cleaner. There were more services for,
Yeah.
I mean, not just disabled individuals, but for senior
Yeah.
citizens, for the lower income, for transportations. And it's just like you saw
Yeah.
that reflected in the
Yeah, I have
town.
transportation out here. Where I'm at, I'm in a rural area. I'm about 90 miles west of the city of Chicago,
Okay.
and I'm closer to the border of Wisconsin and Illinois, right in the middle of the state, but at the border.
Mm,
And the nearest um, bigger city, it would be Rockford, Illinois, and that's about 150,000 people.
yeah.
So being about 20 miles from that area, it bleeds over, and you still, it's all about population. If you're in a populated area that's only a few thousand people, there's probably not going to be very much out there for you. But being that even though I'm in the rural area, because you still have the city of Chicago of 6 million, and then 90 miles outwards you have another town that's 150,000. In between that, I have options.
Yeah.
And one of those in my county is that through this center, it's for seniors but also for disabled. I'm offered, I have to schedule it. I can't be just on the whim and say, hey, let's go somewhere today. I have to schedule it days in advance, but like doctor's appointments, going to Walmart or the grocery store, I can schedule a bus to pick me up at the house,
Mm-hmm.
drop me off, and then pick me up and take me back to my front door for like $2 a ride.
Yeah.
So,
And those are usually within city limits. Most major.
yeah, it's within my county.
Yes.
Within
Yes.
my
It is.
county.
It's part of the county taxes and services, or
Yeah.
the city's county and
Yeah.
city's taxes. I live outside city limits here in Tennessee, in my county of Tennessee, and yeah, there's nothing.
But you
Even
might be
Lyft and
able
Uber
to,
hit and miss.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't want to forget this very important tip is that my county is a small county. There's only 55,000 people in the entire county, but the county next to it, that Rockford, Illinois, of 150,000 people just in that city, that county is called Winnebago, and that county, I can still use their bus services in that county even though I'm a resident in Boone County, because of the fact that I'm disabled. So I apply for what they call paratransit.
Yes.
So because Rockford is such a bigger city, they have their own transportation system.
Right.
And so Boone County, not only do I use the Boone County services, I can use the Winnebago services of this, the same bus transit system in Rockford for a reduced price. I think their rides are $1 more. It's $3 a ride.
That's interesting. That's the first time I've heard anyone being able to use county public transportation services and paratransit services outside of their county residence.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, for the state of Illinois, that I believe that's how it is. I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but that's how it is. And that brings point to what we were talking about as far as revenue, taxes. You got more things, they're higher taxes, but believe me, the taxes are going to help individuals.
Yeah, you get that back. I mean, it's returned to you in life one way or the other.
Right. Unfortunately, I have to use those. I'd rather be on the other end where I'm working and paying those taxes to help other individuals. But unfortunately, I'm in this position. So I'm truly blessed and thankful for what I have.
Yeah, and I mean, I know this is kind of treading into some controversial areas and opinions and such. But I know statistically, according to the last census, 1 in 4 individuals now in the United States, at least, report a disability of some sort of
Yes.
diagnosis.
Yes.
And that's just individuals who are reporting it. Not
Yes.
everyone discloses
No. No.
personal. So I mean, like,
And yeah, and it's not guaranteed that you'll get the services either. I had to go through a lot of stuff to get what I had. It's not
right.
easy. They don't make it easy.
No, but I feel like as a culture and as a society, I think we need to maybe reframe and put a different, more positive perspective, because taxes have such a negative. Everyone cringes, right?
Yeah,
Everyone
I cringe.
complains. Everybody,
Yeah.
nobody likes paying taxes. But I'm like, you know what? You gotta think about what it's going towards things that makes your neighborhood, your city, your county, your state better to live in. And whether you are part of that 1 in 4 disabled individuals or not, I guarantee you your family or friends or someone else is. And it's like, it just makes the world a better place. And
Yeah,
I
and
truly feel like it
yes.
improves everyone's quality of life and living, and it makes a less toxic environment when everyone has some way of adapting and accessing resources that maybe they don't have access to otherwise,
Mhm.
whether it's due to income or disability or anything. But it levels the playing field. And I feel like just overall, taxes need to be viewed that way,
Yeah.
and not as like a pain in the butt, because it just paints it in a negative way, that all of a sudden then it's you're not as supportive as you should be, of the overall just
Mhm.
well-being of the community as a whole.
Well, this is why we're here, Cindy. We're here to educate and to show the results of taxes,
Right.
and we are two beings with a disability, and we're getting help, and we're showing the results, because a lot of times a lot of people are just get the new tax bill and don't even realize what's going on with it. And here we're proof that it helps people
Right.
immensely. And I'm truly blessed. And those individuals that look frown upon that, whenever I come across somebody like that, I just strictly look them in the eye and I tell them, I'll trade places with you.
Amen.
I
Amen.
will trade places with you in a heartbeat. I
And
would love
I
I would
feel like
love a
that's
full-time job, and making 80, 90, 100,000 a year and paying those high taxes. I would love it. I
yeah.
would love it, because I'm telling you, it's not a picnic.
Right. And that's the difference between sympathy and empathy. The people that sympathize, like, they can sympathize for that 5-minute conversation you're having with them, but then 10 minutes later, they'll complain about,
Yeah.
taxes, or people bringing down the system, or people, they'll say,
Yes.
oh, they're being lazy. And I'm like, okay, listen, that
Yeah.
sympathy clearly didn't go very far if you think that I'm lazy,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a disabled person, and that I
Yes.
don't work my butt off, and that I don't contribute to society in all the ways that I can.
Yes.
And it's so frustrating, all the negative associations, because let me tell you, are there people that fake it and take advantage of the system? Yes. But that happens at all income levels. It happens at all ability levels. There are people out there completely able bodied, but they will, manipulate a doctor's report or something. Or there's people making, $500,000 a year. And are they paying taxes? No, they're figuring out a way to jump through every loophole to
Yes.
avoid that. And,
Yes.
I mean, there's these people take advantage of systems across the board, across, from the top to the bottom.
Yes.
It's not anything to make generalities and assumptions about when it comes to the general public. And if someone says, hey, I need assistance or I need help, whether it's financially, whether it's resources, whether it's education, whether it's job hunting, skill development, whatever the case may be, then I feel like as a society, we need to do what we can to help each other because we're only as strong as our weakest link. And if
Absolutely.
we all don't contribute, then I mean, it's just, you're not going to have a very healthy community and culture and society. I feel like, it gets so frustrating. And these people that make these wild negative assumptions that people who are on social security disability are lazy, they're taking advantage, they don't want to work or whatever. Trust me, it's like you said, Paul, right? We would gladly trade places
Yeah.
in a heartbeat because disabled life is not easy.
Oh,
And
I talk about this a lot, that I truly believe, Cindy, and I'll throw this out into the chat, that people with disability, any kind of disability, I believe are the strongest people in this world.
mm,
And I'm not taking away anything from the sighted individuals or people that don't have any type of disability. There are wonderful, strong individuals out there also that don't have a disability. But simply because you did not go through those challenges, the old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
mm.
When you are faced with a disability, I am a much stronger individual now than I have ever been. And
Because we have to be.
it's simply because of the fact that what I went through. It's kind of like training for a marathon, right? You're not just going to run a marathon one day and just do it. You have to train for it. You have to go through the pain and the suffering to train your body to run that marathon. So because us individuals that are disabled go through these challenges, it makes us stronger. So my question is that imagine that in your current situation, after what you have learned through your life as a disabled individual, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you do not have that disability anymore, and you have perfect sight, your body has no ailments, and you're a superstar in strength and your physical ability, right? Now, you take that along with the mental strength that you got through all those challenges, you could rule the world. If I had 20/20 vision, I would be able to do anything I'd want, and the world is my oyster. I would love that, and I would not have any doubts to run for president or do all these crazy things. Before, I would think, no, I don't want to do that. Now I would have the strength to do all those things because of the fact that I went through those challenges. And if I can get through those challenges, I can get through just everyday life.
Yeah.
I
do think that there is
so
one
that's
of my,
how I mean why we're, stronger.
yeah, one of the things that I feel like because I've asked myself this question many times, and I think that there's always, as human beings, this kind of slippery slope into complacency. And I feel like if I, got my vision back miraculously and, all of a sudden, next thing you know, okay, I am able to, function in society the same as everyone else. I'm able to perform tasks as fast and as easily as everyone else and drive myself to and from and have that sense of independence and just overall daily functioning. I would become used to it. I would start to go down that slippery slope of complacency. And then next thing you know, I'm used to the easiness. I feel like a lot of the times when it comes to disabled life, we have to adapt.
We're forced into that.
We're forced into it. And so the level of coping and the level of adapting is much higher than a non-disabled person, but it doesn't necessarily make us special. It doesn't mean that, they need to put us on a pedestal or anything like that. It's just everyone does what they have to do. Everyone is working with what they have, the cards they were dealt, whether it's financially, whether it's ability, whatever the case may be. Everyone works with what they got. and you do what you got to do to get by. And sometimes, I feel like if just like someone who is low income, if they won the lottery, life would be a hell of a lot easier. And the next thing you know, they would get used to that.
Yeah.
And so then you almost have to develop another set of self-discipline skills to manage that. And it's like there's pros and cons to every situation and circumstance that everyone has to adapt and manage and cope with, no matter what's on your plate, what cards you were dealt. And so do I feel like I am a strong person? Absolutely. But I feel like it's because I have to be with the cards that I have right now to achieve the goals that I want to right now in life. And I think if I wasn't blind, I would still be Cindy, but I would be working with a different set of cards, a different set of circumstances, and my coping in life, my adapting in life, my tolerance of life would be different. Not necessarily worse or bad or not less strong or whatever the case may be, just different, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. And you explained it more elegantly than I did.
Oh, well, I don't know about elegant, but I just feel like, these are conversations that need to happen in the blind community. And I feel like I feel like I try to explain it so many times, and I don't know. I try to feel like I want to do it justice every time that I do. It looks like there's some people going on in the chat.
Let's finalize the chat, and then if you want to add something before we go, that's fine. Lisa, what's going on in the chat?
Well, Blind Toes had to leave, but they said they did get to try out Gus's world famous fried chicken in Tennessee on vacation.
Ooh, yay! Yeah.
And
Lisa loves fried chicken.
Oh God, I love fried chicken
too.
Spiral said, "We have, yes, they have that." You were asking, did they have services in Germany? Yes, we have it, and I need to get tested if I do any other work. But to be honest, I deal with addiction and other issues need to be sorted out. And plus,
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, plus he's been out of school for more than 25 years, so going back to school will be a huge challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, it is hard. I'm doing that right now myself.
And then he said, "New year, new chances. Now I am sober since New Year's Eve, and New Year challenge this year is staying sober and starting therapy."
Good for you, my friend.
Yeah. I said, get all the help you can. It'll totally be worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Gaining back control of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And then Tabitha said, "I'm sorry, I was misdiagnosed with RP. I meant to put cone rod dystrophy caused by Bardet-Biedl syndrome."
Okay.
Wow, there's so many different variables. Isn't it something, Cindy?
Absolutely.
It's like we learn something new is more and more. There's such a wide spectrum.
I was actually that was one of the first diagnoses that I received was cone rod dystrophy. They thought I had that for about a year or two when I was about, I don't know, like 8, 9, somewhere around in there. That was this was well before they had genetic testing for Stargardt's disease. And then a specialist looked and I'm like, no, that diagnosis doesn't quite stick either. And that's when they landed on Stargardt's. But there for a long time, cone rod dystrophy. I remember I was like, well, okay, that's the magic name for my issues this year.
Yep.
Gosh. Spiral said, "Now at least I don't have to presume to work anymore, and I will have enough time to look out for support. So getting retired can be good."
Good.
And then he said, "It's always easy to judge about people if you never run into a difficult situation."
Yep.
Especially if you get disabled. And then as long as big business is managed to prevent paying taxes, I do not feel guilty taking Social Security.
There you go. That is a good perspective. Like, yeah, I mean,
it's like insurance. It's like, I look at it as insurance. You pay into it, you're helping people, and if something happens to you, God forbid, you're covered.
Right. Yeah, I mean, my first job was at age 14, and I worked all through high school, and I worked not all through college, but um, 2 to 3 years or so in college. I worked part
Mhm.
time, some full time, part time mostly, but then I worked full time in corporate, world in the healthcare industry for over 10 years, and paid, employment tax and everything. I feel like I paid into the system. And so when it came to time, like you said, it's like you pay into the system, you pay your dues because it's there for when it's supposed to be there for when you need it. And um it's one of those things where now that my kids are approaching school age, once I get them both into the school system and get set up, I have every bit of ambition to get back into the full-time workforce and off of what meager Social Security I get. And that's another thing. A lot of people think that, oh, people who get Social Security disability, I mean, it's like free money and they're just able to do and buy whatever they want. No, y'all,
Yeah.
a lot of people can't even pay, not even the bills, but like they can't even pay for the shelter. It's not even enough to cover rent. It's not even
Yeah.
enough to cover your mortgage. I mean,
Yeah.
these people, that's another, common
Yeah,
misconception. That they think it's like this
it's
large lump
based on
sum.
what you put into the system. How, what did you put into the system? It's based on what you're going to get back. So
Right.
unfortunately, if you have a disability at a young age, there's a base bottom line, and it's barely to buy any milk and bread.
Yeah.
It's very on the very low scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it all depends on, unfortunately, what you put into the system. They're just checks and marks, everybody. That's all it is. Is it fair that somebody that had a disability earlier than me, who didn't pay as much as me? I don't think that's fair to them. But that's the system, and maybe we can change that. Maybe, Cindy, when your kids get into school, you can run for the government.
Oh gosh, if I had,
I'd vote for you.
if I had the mentality for that, let me tell you, politics, if there's one thing that revs my engine up, it's politics, and that's why I try not to get too heavy in it.
Yeah,
But,
I understand. I understand.
woo, but yeah, no, I do not have the tolerance for it. I mean, because I do get so passionate about it. I love advocacy, but people who don't respect, when there's a loss of respect, that's where I lose my grace.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will lose my Southern belle, and you will see the
Yep.
Southern attitude come out.
Yes. Yep.
When people are just so diehard about convincing me that I'm wrong, instead of just respecting each other's perspective and opinion and experiences, and our philosophy that is built upon that. There's a serious lack of respect for that. And I have to applaud politicians or people that run for office that can tolerate that. And
It's hard. Yeah. And, the
I
old
cannot.
saying, be careful what you wish for, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So Marcy Vallon came in and said, "Hi, Cindy and Paul from South Africa. It's late at night here. I just saw you."
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
well, hello, Marty. Welcome.
Marcy, you're going to have to rewind back when we're done and watch the replay.
Yes, yeah, it was a nice little exciting unboxing episode in the from a company here, and called Two Blind Brothers, and just a lot of good conversation about experiences with blindness and disabled life around the world.
Yep. Anything else, Lisa?
Spiral said they cannot offer if they can't offer opportunities, that's what Social Security was built for. And then Spiral said at the end, even if I work for an additional 20 years, it's not much more than if you retire, a little early. It's not that much more money.
Yeah, based on retirement. Yeah.
And then Spiral said, fortunately, blind people get additional money in Germany.
Oh.
Like it's
They break it down, I guess, huh?
I guess they get more in addition to their retirement, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like kind of.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I know we do get a tax deduction. So that is something, there is a blind tax deduction. So if you're blind, you get half of a deduction extra when we do our taxes. And that is to help. I just did a TikTok on this, but it's, the blind tax, that's, to help offset the extra expenses in transportation and medical and devices and adaptations and technology that we have to buy that insurance does not recognize as medical, even though it technically is. But insurance does not cover that. So we have a blind tax instead. So yeah, everybody, it's tax season. So don't forget to claim your blind tax.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything else, Lisa?
Nope. Caught
No?
up.
That's it, I guess. Cindy?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining me today. And
I
I'm
had
so
a
glad you
wonderful
finally got
time.
to open up your box of Two Blind Brothers. It's been a long wait. You are a trooper waiting for that.
Stuff there.
And so I'm so glad you got to do that and share that with us. And thanks for joining me today.
This is what I'm just showing the dog again quickly.
Oh, good.
So cute.
All righty. Do you want me to say goodbye now or just stay?
Yeah, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. And thanks everybody for joining. Don't forget to catch Paul's, if I could talk, YouTube channel. I'll try to link it in the description box after the stream is complete. But you can hit the like button, hit subscribe on this channel and his. And for more content, of course, there's lots of other things that you can find in the description box as well. So yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. This is Real saying goodbye.
Bye, Paul. Thanks a bunch.
All right, Cindy. Take care.